Greetings and once again welcome back to Critical Rocket's chassis variant series. I am the one and only Critical Rocket currently, unless, someone else comes along with the same name and rips off all my stuff. So, we are still with the Hunchbacks, and we are with the 4SP. This is, once again, another swayback. A very popular adaptation of the old Hunchy series. This one, much like the 4J, is a missile-focused variant, but this one goes for the much shorter range punch of SRM6s over the long range support variant. Really, in MechWarrior Line, both variants are very interchangeable, and their quirks pretty much sort of kind of cross over in that way. Although apparently, for some odd reason, it's sometimes better to run the 4J with the SRMs and the SP with the LRMs, but personally I just think it's down to preference. So this one is, well, fairly straightforward as far as the mechs go. It's pretty good as being a brawler. It doesn't suffer the same, anywhere near the same right torso problems of other variants, in that the missiles are equally distributed between the left and right torso, so losing one side torso isn't the end of your life, and certainly isn't the end of your effectiveness on the field. It's a relatively speedy little mech if you get the right engine in there. You don't need a hell of a lot of room for the missiles and that, and it doesn't overheat as quickly, mainly because the SRM6s, you're only going to be using at certain ranges anyway, and the medium lasers stock that come with it don't generate a vast amount of heat that'll have you shutting down like on the spot within a couple of seconds. So it's a more balanced design, but it certainly has damage potential, which is kind of the point of the Hunchback series anyway, is that it's a medium that has very good damage potential. Custom wise, you can set it up in a few different ways. You can probably turn it into an Artemis carrying SRM totem mech, or you can obviously duke about with the SRMs a bit more, come up with like streaks, maybe use smaller SRMs so you can have bigger lasers, that kind of thing. But I think in majority of cases, got LRM quite badly there. A majority of cases, you're going to want to stick with the SRMs. It's nice to have that punch, really. It might just be the lasers that you mess around with. Squeeze more ammo in, make it more of a brawler. Small pulses, just go all small pulses, and that way you can get in real close, real nice, and just start opening people up and just constantly spamming those small pulse weapons with the SRMs as being your real damaging attacks. I always find myself standing there firing at UAVs. So, yeah, there's not really much else to say beyond that. It's not a bad variant. The SP is certainly, I think, more desirable over the LRM 4J. SRM6s, have a much better damage potential out there. Especially, as I said, if you can find a build that works for you that might involve using Artemis, so you can really concentrate that damage, then this is a good choice for you. And this also represents, I think, the last of the variants that are currently available in MechWarrior Line for the venerable Hunchback. The only one left would be the Hero Mech, the Gridiron, which I will get round to. Well, I'll get round to shortly. So yeah, would I recommend the SP? Overall, yeah, I'm not blown away by it, but it's not, by no means, is it a bad variant of the mech? It's just very similar to the 4J. So if you've got a 4J, you could probably build a 4SP if you're not too bothered about quirks in that respect. It works perfectly fine in the intended role that it has. The weapon distribution is pretty even across the whole chassis, and thus doesn't really require too much care being taken in the case of, like, if I lose a side torso, I'm going to lose the majority of my weapons. It's not like running a Viper or something. So, and I think this is, on this entire fight I use my lasers more than the SRM, so that might be an indication of, it's very map dependent on where you'll get use, whereas the 4J's LRMs will give you far more options in regard to being able to support fire. If you get a map like Polar Highlands, for instance, trying to use the SRMs, you're going to have a tough time. Back and forth, it's all very map dependent. This, like Canyon Network here, for instance, I didn't really get a huge amount of open options to start firing the SRMs at target, so I was reduced to using lasers. So I guess you have to keep that in mind when you're running anything that's short range like this. A map like Caustic or something else that really allows you to open up with better weaponry at short ranges will definitely favour this mech. Again, from stock, not from custom builds, however you want to do them. If you don't want to use the lasers, or you don't want to use the missiles, don't use the missiles, you know? That's just how it be. So, thanks for watching, everybody. This has been the Hunchback 4 SP, as well as the chassis variant series. Next up will be the Crab, and we shall see how we'll see how biased unbiased my opinion will be of. Oh my god, look at that Jaeger. That was scary, wasn't it? It was like a weird, creepy face on it there at the end. I completely forgot about that guy. Oh man. Ooh, Cyclops. So yeah, sorry, got distracted. The next one will be the Crab, and we'll see how unbiased I'll be on one of my favourites, if not all-time favourite, medium mech in Battletech. So, see you then, folks. Critical Rocket, signing out.
Target acquired. Target acquired. At 25%. Target destroyed.